Did you know that over 3.4 million people are stalked every year in the US? Yeah, that's right. And for one unlucky woman, her personal horror movie lasted a whopping 8 years. 8 years. That's 2 presidencies, the lifespan of a hamster, or about as long as it takes to pay off a student loan. But the real question is, how did this nightmare finally end? And how did it take so long? Buckle up, because this is one wild ride. Alright, picture this: you're minding your business, living your life, when suddenly you notice someone always watching you. It starts small, maybe an extra glance at the grocery store, a coincidental run-in at the gym. But then, it doesn't stop. It gets worse. It gets terrifying. And for our victim, let's call her Sarah, the terror lasted nearly a decade. Now, imagine living in a state of paranoia for 8 years. 8 birthdays. 8 Christmases. 8 whole years where every creak in your house makes you wonder, is he here? And the worst part? It felt like nobody was doing anything to stop it. Sarah's life became a horror flick on repeat. Anonymous notes. Check. Mysterious phone calls. You bet. Someone following her home at night. Oh, absolutely. Classic stalker moves. But here's the kicker: every time she went to the police, she got the classic "well, there's not much we can do" speech. Bruh. The guy wasn't just a creep, he was a ghost, slipping through legal loopholes like he had a cheat code for real life. Sarah tried everything. Changed her routine, blocked unknown numbers, even moved to a new apartment. But this guy, he was like a bad rash, kept coming back. And let's talk about the psychological toll for a second. Imagine the anxiety, the sleepless nights, the feeling of never being safe, even in your own home. Her relationships suffered, her job performance dropped, and she was basically living in constant fear. 8 years of this. Seriously, how does this even happen? Now, this guy wasn't just some watch from a distance kind of weirdo. Oh no, he went full delusional psychopath mode. We're talking hacked her social media, showed up at her job, even left gifts on her doorstep. Spoiler alert, they weren't chocolates and flowers unless you count dead animals as a romantic gesture. But here's where it gets even crazier: this dude was smart about it. He never left fingerprints, used burner phones, and somehow managed to always stay a step ahead. It was like a horror movie villain who actually knew how to cover his tracks. Then, there was the time he managed to break into her house. And yet, despite police reports, restraining orders, and enough red flags to start a communist rally, the dude kept getting away with it. Sarah even installed cameras, but this guy, he was sneaky. He'd somehow avoid them or disable them. There was even one chilling moment where Sarah found her security camera wires cut. Like, that is straight up movie-level horror. Imagine checking your footage and realizing someone was there, and then suddenly the screen goes black. Yeah, nope. But then, oh, sweet karma, this dude finally slipped up. After 8 years of being a full-time menace, he made one dumb move that sealed his fate. CCTV footage. Yeah, turns out, when you break into someone's house again but forget that security cameras exist, you're kinda asking to be caught. Sarah had upgraded her security, and this time, there was no escaping the evidence. The footage was crystal clear. There he was, in high definition, being an absolute psycho. Sarah handed it over to the police, and guess what? They finally had enough to go after him. The cops swooped in like an episode of Cops Gone Wild, and boom, dude was in cuffs faster than a Tinder date gone wrong. And get this, when they searched his apartment, they found years' worth of creepy memorabilia. Photos of Sarah, stolen personal items, even handwritten letters he never sent. This guy had a whole shrine dedicated to her. Just imagine finding out someone has been collecting your belongings like some kind of twisted trophy hunter. So what's the takeaway here? First off, stalking laws need to get way better because no one should have to wait 8 years to feel safe. Sarah literally had to build a case herself before anyone would take action. Second, if you ever feel like someone's watching you, trust your gut. Sarah's instincts were right all along. And third, if you're gonna be a creep, maybe don't do it in front of cameras, Einstein. Alright, now it's your turn. What would you do in this situation? Have you ever dealt with something even remotely similar? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Stay safe, stay aware, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.